They can get it done. Unlike college football, one loss doesn't disqualify you. But no, they got their butts kicked. And frankly, I'm kind of glad they got their butts kicked early than getting their butts kicked late, because maybe it woke some guys up going, this isn't going to be a walk in the park like maybe we thought it was.
Well, you'll have a chance to redeem yourself against the Jets on Monday night. Rick, any thoughts on the Browns and the Titans?
Well, unlike college football, you can take a bad loss like that in NFL and be just totally fine. So maybe they do gel together, like Adam said, as the year goes on. But, I mean, Pittsburgh didn't look all that great. Baltimore did, but they played the Dolphins. So we don't know about that division yet. So maybe they're still the top team in the division, but they're going to have to gel because that did not look good last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam, are you going to stick around for some NFL talk?
I can stay for a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. Ed Kracz, beat writer for the Philadelphia Eagles, our official NFL contributor and writer also for SI.com, SportsIllustrated.com, joins us as well, and Rick Riggin and Adam sticking around. So we'll be right back right here on the Balance Radio Network.
National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
All right, welcome back to the Balance. We are almost done, but we saved the best for last. thank you for Steve Wilson from Speedway Digest joining us in the first half hour, helping us to break down some NASCAR action. It was fun to hang out at the track last week. We boots on the ground for Speedway Digest in the balance and had a lot of fun out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 400, the 26th running of the Brickyard 400. Of course, Kevin Harvick won that race, a real exciting race, and so certainly hopefully we get the attendance up in the coming years, and it moves to the 4th of July weekend next year. We'll see what happens. But also joining us for the last segment or so is Superfan Adam Jividen, Superfan of the Cleveland Browns and the Ohio State Buckeyes, and our official college football contributor, Rick Riggin, breaking down all the college football action, which brings us to this, our final segment of the day. Ed Kracz, our official beat writer for the beat writer for the Philadelphia Eagles, our official NFL contributor, and so cool to say from SI.com, SportsIllustrated.com, Mr. Ed Kracz. Ed, how you liking your new gig, sir?
Hey, man, thanks for having me again. It's going slow but steady, but it's coming along.
Slow but steady. And, I do appreciate you sharing the news with us before you shared it on Twitter. And then it was actually a couple of days later, he's like, well, the cat's out of the bag now. So, hey, so I'm glad for you. And really am. Joining us, Rick Riggin, our official college football contributor, hanging around. And Adam Jividen, the super fan from the Cleveland Browns. We were just talking about, Ed, the loss to the Tennessee Titans, and so let's kick things off with you, Ed. By the way, we are not talking about Antonio Brown anymore. I put this out on social media. We talked about it a little bit on the opening segment. There's nothing more to talk about Antonio Brown. If you want to hear about Antonio Brown, all you got to do is Google him, and you'll find plenty of information to follow him. And, we put up his tech, we put up the stuff. It is out there, so if you guys want to pay attention to it, go right ahead. It looks like he's going to play week 1. So, Ed, if you have anything to say about Antonio Brown, now's your time. But let's move on to some what we call real football, and let's get a recap of week 1.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Antonio Brown or the New England Patriots, frankly.
Touche.
It's kind of – yeah, right. But we can talk about the Browns. I mean, I know Adam's probably a little disappointed with that opener last week. Kind of stung, giving up 43 points. I think Baker Mayfield was, kind of a disaster in the fourth quarter with a few picks. And now you're in the primetime spotlight Monday night against the New York Jets, who they won't have Sam Darnold with mononucleosis, so that certainly will help the cause a little bit.
We were gonna nail Adam on that, and I totally forgot about that. Go ahead. Rick texted me last night and said, "Hey, the balance takes no prisoners." I was all ready for that too, but go ahead. I appreciate you bringing that up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, not to have him, but they still have Le'Veon Bell. They're still going to have to stop him. But, it looked like Adam Gase was a little hesitant to give the ball that much to Le'Veon last week. I don't know if he was really happy with having him on the team or not. But, this is clearly a game the Browns need to go into New York and find a way to win if they want to live up to all that preseason hype they got about being a Super Bowl team.
Adam was going to start with you, and then we'll go to Rick. Adam, go ahead, ask anything you want to ask of the NFL to Ed Kracz, our official NFL contributor, beat writer for the Philadelphia Eagles, and any comebacks that you may have. And if you want to talk about mono, go right ahead, sir.
Oh, first off, Ed, congrats on the new gig, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I think the thing about the Browns Jets matchup this week, they got to win. I mean, I don't even think this isn't even is it too early in the season for a must win? No, they have to win this game before really I think you could see a lot of internal doubt creep in. So I think they look good. I mean, the thing I was excited about is my Super Bowl pick of the NFC, which will make Ed happy, was the Eagles. And once they kind of shook off that first half rush, man, I seeing Deshaun Jackson fly up that right sideline sure drew some pretty awesome flashbacks.
Well, if you guys remember, I was going to say during the when we had the balance rotisserie draft, I think I threw out there that if somebody was smart, they would take Deshaun Jackson sooner rather than later, because that's kind of the thing I saw all through camp was that chemistry between Wentz and Jackson building. And, Deshaun was in the city throughout the entire spring, through all the phase 1, phase 2 workouts when, veterans typically kind of poo-poo that stuff and they don't really take it that seriously, or they stay away from it. Deshaun was here the whole time, and him and Carson were always throwing together. So I saw that chemistry building, and I think I recommended in the balanced draft, the roto draft, I said somebody should take Deshaun Jackson. I hope somebody did, because I think it's going to be that kind of season. Deshaun's always struggled with the injuries, but, man, at 32 years old, that dude can still fly.
No, you're absolutely right. And Rick, go ahead. You're up, buddy.
Ed, I did take that advice, and I am the one who took Deshaun Jackson in the Balance League. So, hey, I know an expert when I see one. Even saw your pictures with Deshaun Jackson there. So, hey, next time you see Deshaun Jackson, tell him I said thank you. So, keep putting up those points this year.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the injuries, he has to stay injury-free. That's always been kind of the knock on Deshaun is, he always seems to get – and he played that game with a broken ring finger on his left hand. So, and he was still able to do what he did. I mean, he had – the big thing about that game, too, was not just those bombs, was the third down conversions. He had 8 catches in that game, and 6 of them came on third down, which gave the Eagles a first down. And the Eagles were able to convert, 64% of their third downs, 11 for 17. And that's so key in the NFL. That and red zone conversions are probably 2 of the biggest stats for an offense, in my opinion. And to convert 11 of those, and 6 of them went to Deshaun. I mean, that's something else he brings to the table. It's not just that deep threat. He can run the intermediate route and the underneath stuff and, turn 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s into first downs.
And let's talk a little homer team here for me, and then we'll get into the games of the week. We certainly want to we'll get into the Eagles here in just a minute. But I tell you what, I was at the track, I was at the race last week, so I kind of missed most of the game. I heard the overtime part on the radio out in the parking lot when I was tailgating after the race. So I heard the very end of the game, but the Colts lost and could have won, but I don't put the blame as much as a lot of national. I mean, I've never seen the national media cling like leeches to a kicker in my life since Vanderjet made a stupid comment up in Canada and Peyton Manning said just a drunk kicker. I mean, don't get me wrong, Adam Vinatieri is the best of the best, a Hall of Famer, and for that he deserves some respect. These hot takes about Adam Vinatieri blowing the game for the Indianapolis Colts, in my opinion, is absolute BS. Yes, he's getting up in age, and yes, there needs to be a plan B, and but Frank Reich said it completely right. I am not worried about Adam Vinatieri, and we should not be worried about Adam Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri made a comment on local media this week. He's like, that's behind me. And you don't have to worry about it happening again. And I think if there's anybody, Ed, that we can take at his word, it's Adam Vinatieri. He gets more grief over this one game, game 1. And keep in mind, let's forget about that game. The Indianapolis Colts haven't won a season opener since 2013. We've done a lot of good things in those. So winning the season opener is not the end of the world. And to put that cross on Adam Vinatieri, I think is absolutely insane. And I think they're going to be just fine against the Titans this week.
Well, yeah, I agree with you there, Tom. And kudos to Frank Reich, because you don't want your field goal kicker to have any kind of crisis of confidence. You don't want to pin a loss on him. But, when you get to be 46, I think he'll be 47 later this year. That's going to be the kind of thing, kind of the microscope that he's under is at what point does that leg start to lose its pop? I didn't see the kicks. I don't know if they were short, wide. I know one was a PAT, which, you see kickers miss a lot of PATs since they moved that distance back. So, it's certainly something that needs to be watched, but to pin the loss on just one guy, I don't really like to do that in any game because there's certainly plays